Hey everyone, welcome to an overdue episode of Inside the Rapper with me, Stogie Chaz. Hey, tonight I have a guest. His name is Cecil Brooks, jazz musician, drummer, and he was brought to my attention by somebody from WBGO, Gary Walker, and I am so grateful to Gary and for Cecil for doing this tonight. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring Cecil on board. Cecil, how are you tonight?
Hey, everything's good.
Everything's looking great out in California. Nice weather.
Yes, it's really everything's nice, good. Nice little 70 degree weather. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful. We're getting our second winter of the year so far. So we're going to
Yeah.
have some temps in the 50s and
Where
60s.
where you located?
I'm in South Florida.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not a great jazz environment. There's not
Oh,
that many jazz clubs down here, so we need to bring you down here.
I love to be there.
So, what are you smoking tonight?
Um, I'm smoking. It's called. Well, I got several things I want to share with you, but right now I'm smoking what's called a Ulysses.
Ulysses. Who's that made by?
It's made by Steel City Cigars,
Oh, okay.
and
That's
Steel.
in Pittsburgh, right?
Well, no, actually, Steel Cities. Well, still, it's based off of Pittsburgh because the owner of Steel City Cigars is my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he owns Steel City Cigars, and he's from Pittsburgh. So naturally, he went on and started on cigar. He lives in Dallas right now,
Okay.
and he's my bonus son, my stepson named Tony Rollins.
All right.
He's also a blender. He also blends his own cigars.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and this one right here is called the Yenzer. Um, it's very good cigar. It's a San Andreas wrapper uh, with a San Vicente binder.
Hmm.
It's pretty good.
And where does he make his cigars? Using what
Actually,
kind of tobacco? Is it Nicaraguan, Honduran,
yeah, he
Dominican?
uses yeah he uses Nicaraguan tobacco, and he has his own factory in Nicaragua and Dominican Republic.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, he's really into it.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm definitely going to have to try some.
Oh yeah, we'll put together a package and get it to you.
Ah, outstanding. Thank you. So let's talk about you. What
Okay.
first of all, let's talk about cigars. So, when did you start getting into cigars?
I started getting into cigars as a young person because I was a big fan of Fred Williamson. And
Okay.
as a young guy growing up, they used to call him the Hammer.
Uh-huh.
As a young guy growing up, he smoked cigars and all those films and everything. I always thought that was cool.
Absolutely.
And then the other person I was impressed by was Bill Cosby.
Mhm.
That's probably around in my teens. Bill
Uh,
Cosby, Fred Williamson's really put a big influence. So I started experimenting
Okay.
and never looked back.
Oh, fantastic. So, you travel quite a bit still?
Yeah, I get around pretty good right now. My son with the Steel City Cigars, he does a thing where we've been traveling a lot doing jazz and cigars, where we're going into cigar lounges and we
Okay.
present jazz and as he's demonstrating his brand.
Oh, fantastic. That's a
Yeah, we
great
just
idea.
yeah we just came back from Kansas City. Bobby Watson did one with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we went down to Atlanta and we had another James Wideman and some other great jazz musicians. We're going to be in Dallas next week
Okay.
with some other great jazz musicians from that area. So we've been going around the country doing this thing.
That's fantastic. That's a, and
Yeah,
that's a great way to to get people introduced to a brand.
Yeah, and plus the jazz and cigars, they just go together nicely. Seems like the same mentality that likes cigars seems to love jazz.
Absolutely, there's nothing better in the world. I mean, you know, when I'm sitting out here, I'm listening to jazz, and again, big shout out to WBGO, greatest jazz station on the planet,
No
uh,
question.
and Gary Walker as well. Thank you, Gary. And it's just a perfect combination. The cigar relaxes you, the jazz relaxes you, and
Yeah,
it's a perfect pairing. It
and,
really
and,
is.
and it's very American. You know, when you think of jazz and cigars, that's one of the two art forms that are American made.
That's true. That's very true. Well, let's dive into your jazz background.
Okay.
So tell me about your beginnings in jazz. When did you just give me a whole background on how you got
Well,
into jazz and
well,
became a musician?
yes, sir. Well, fortunately for me, the beginnings of jazz were immediate because my father's a jazz drummer. He's on a lot of those old Savoy records, the Bebop Boys and those type of records, and he's still playing
Really?
now. He's in his 90s. So I
Oh,
came up in Pittsburgh, kind of playing jazz from the beginning. I used to come home from gigs and I'd be trying to put together the drum set as a toddler, and eventually he just got me a set, and I've been playing ever since. I was fortunate enough that I don't know if you remember, there was a famous club in Pittsburgh called the Crawford's Grill.
no, I don't. I
Yeah,
did
well,
not hear.
that was a famous jazz club on the circuit back then. John Coltrane used to play there,
No.
and Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. And so when I was a little kid, my dad would take me to go see them. So I remember playing on Art Blakey's drum set when I was 10 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they were good. They were good friends, and
Uh-huh.
so Philly Joe would come to town, and I remember he borrowed my drum set one time, and he played on it. Got a chance to see and be around a lot of great players via my dad.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, do you do studio musician? Do you just do um, live appearances?
Well,
What are you doing now?
well, I was fortunate enough when I left to go to New York, I got a gig right off the bat. I was playing with Houston Person and Etta Jones,
Wow.
and I got there and then got that gig, and we were next thing I know we were playing all over the world. And then Houston, being a great jazz musician and a record producer, he started putting me on records. So I started recording and doing a lot of records as him as a producer. And then later on, through my relationship with Joe Fields and High Note Savant Muse Records, I started producing records myself. So I wound up playing on and producing hundreds of records.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I did a lot of studio work back then. I
Wow.
have, I think, 12 records out under my name, and I
Okay.
played on a couple hundred records with other people.
Oh my God, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was fun times.
Outstanding. So now the jazz and cigars. You used to smoke cigars with the boys when you're out on tour.
Uh, well, yeah, I mean, but the cigar craze, as you know, when I started smoking in the late '80s, it hadn't really taken on yet. It
True.
wasn't. I mean, it was early I guess in the '40s, it was a big deal, but the
Right.
cigars weren't quite. They were just now becoming a thing, so not too many guys were into them as much back then.
Hmm.
And but I always liked them. Every time we were traveling, because we were traveling places where you could go and get Cubans, and all kind of cigars. So I used to have a ball.
Oh, nice.
And also, and later on, when the '90s hit, that's when you had Cigar Aficionado magazine came out
Yeah.
with Marvin Shank and that whole thing. So then the thing started blowing up, and there started being cigar lounges everywhere, and it became a thing. But I was fortunate. I was the drummer on the Cosby Show for a couple years
Okay.
when Cosby did his second show. It was called Cosby.
Oh,
He played a retired guy from the airport. It was on CBS. It ran for about 5 years.
okay.
He had the same wife, Felicia Rashad.
Uh-huh.
That's why people get they they get the programs mixed up. He had the same wife, Felicia Rashad, but he wasn't a doctor. He was a retired guy from the airport. He was he did some kind of thing at the airport. But anyway, he used to bring me cigars in the studio that were just fantastic.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah,
He,
he's a
he,
huge.
he he gave me some of the best cigars I ever had.
I can I can well imagine. You know,
Yeah,
regardless of all the stuff that's happened,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just him as a comedian, as a performer, um, and the shows he put on television. They're still out to this day, reruns and everything else. So that says a lot about the quality and his life's work
Oh
that he
yes,
put there.
definitely.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about you.
Um, well, that's pretty much it's been playing, and then eventually, I opened a jazz club in West Orange, New Jersey, which I ran that for 10 years.
Well, I'm actually from New Jersey originally,
Really?
from North
Okay.
Bergen. I don't know if
Oh,
you've heard of it.
so you know West Orange and Essex County then?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, I had a jazz club there for 10 years.
Wow.
And Bill Cosby did my grand opening.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he did the grand opening for me, and I lasted 10 years. But everybody in jazz played there because, if you know Essex County, I was living in Montclair, New Jersey at the time. That's where I raised my kids in Montclair, New
Right.
Jersey. Raised my family. But as you know, a lot of jazz musicians. When I first moved there was only a few like David Murray, Jerry Allen. But as time went on, everybody started moving out there to Montclair and West Orange, and so by the time I opened the jazz club, it seemed like everybody in jazz lived in Essex County. I mean, you could come in my club any night, and it was like being at a jazz festival.
Wow.
Steve Teray was my neighbor.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Dave Stryker was there every night. Vic Juris, Bob DeVoe. I mean, all the great players. Emmett Cohen learned how to play organ there.
Really?
Yeah, he used to come by. He was a little kid, and he asked me could he come by after school and practice on the organ. I said sure. Doing happy hour. That's where Emmett, and we did a jam session every Tuesday. That's where Emmett Cohen and all those young players learned how to got their chops together.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
Now,
it really is. It's a shame it just went so. It was so great, but it just it should have got much more recognition. Although we did do an episode on Nightline. Nightline
really?
featured Nightline featured the Cecil's Big Band on an episode of Nightline. It was
Okay.
30 it was 50 34 countries, 50 million people saw that.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
Dave.
I'm gonna have to check some archives for that.
Yeah, you remember Dave Marish?
Yes.
Well, Dave Marish, he wound up moving to Montclair, but when he was looking for houses in Montclair, I was selling my house because I was getting ready to buy this building and open up a jazz club. So
Hmm.
he was one of the guys that came by, and I said, "Oh," I said, "You look familiar." And he told me who he was, and he said, "What do you?" I said, "Well, I'm selling because I'm going to open a jazz club." And he said, "Oh, that's cool." So when I opened the club after he bought his house in Montclair, he used to come hang out at the club, and he really enjoyed it. So he made an episode of Nightline.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't it? That's pretty great.
That is.
Yeah,
That is.
between Cosby and Nightline, it was like lightning striking twice,
Yeah.
that's what gave the club such notoriety and longevity.
Wow, that's fantastic. So when did that close down?
That closed down in 2012.
Okay. All
The
right.
end of 2012. I opened it in 2003, and we got to like the end of 2012, like a little couple months shy of 10 years.
Wow. So you miss it?
Oh yeah, it was nothing like it because I had an apartment over top of the club because like I said it was a solid building.
Right.
So I lived over top of the club, so it was just beautiful. Walk down, open up. I mean, I didn't have to go anywhere. And by it being where it was in Essex County, I mean, Kenny Garrett, Wallace Rooney, Don Braden, everybody lived in the area.
Okay.
So everybody came by. I produced a Bernard Harper record there. I did Don Braden record there. I recorded a record there. So there's a lot of documentation of that club.
Oh, now getting back to cigars. You have the Steel City brand, but
Yes.
what other cigars have been your influence? Like, what was the first cigar you ever smoked?
Uh, First cigar I ever smoked. I'm trying to figure. I can't really remember the first cigar I ever smoked.
Oh, what was the first brand you actually got attached to? How's that?
Uh, I like the Hoyo de Monterey's. I really like those. Um, I smoked just so many cigars. You know, I had my own. I had my own line of cigars for a while with a guy down your way, with Tom Favilli from Key West Havana Cigar Company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he distributed a Cecil Brooks III cigar for years. Me and Dave Valentine had our own cigar for years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we used to come down there and do jazz cigar festivals in Key West.
Key West is a great city.
Yeah, that was great. I don't know if Tom Favilli's still there, but we did that for years.
Key West cigars. Yeah, I saw a lot of cigar places down there. Um, a lot of the stuff that's down there right now is all flavored
Oh, really?
for the tourists. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really find a real, cigar type shop. Unfortunately, I wasn't there that long, but even though I'm in Florida, I've only been to Key West once. I've
Yeah.
been in the Keys, but only to Key West once.
Oh, okay.
That's like living in New Jersey, Manhattan, and never going to the Statue of Liberty,
Right. I mean,
or only going once when you were a kid.
we were down there in Key West. I felt like I could throw a rock and hit Cuba. We were way down there.
Yeah, I know. Um, so other cigar brands as you've gotten older and everything else. How long has Steel City been around? That's
Still City's been around now for about 3 years because he still co-owns another company with his friends up in San Jose. They have a company called Casa de Sueño,
okay.
and those are some really good cigars. So he's been doing that for now about maybe 5 years. Now he has his own line, which is really taken off. Everywhere we go, everyone loves the line.
Oh, that's fantastic. I definitely look forward to trying some.
Yeah, yeah, you'll love them. And that's basically all I've been smoking because I guess they're just so readily available. So
Exactly. That's always the way it is.
I gotta. But there's some great cigars out there. I just been smoking these so long.
Yeah.
I smoke probably everything you can name.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm smoking. I don't know if the camera can really pick it up, but it's from AJ Fernandez called the Senyo.
Okay, yeah, I smoked one of those before. Those are great.
It this is in my top three,
Right.
which I'll be
Hey,
doing a list, a top 10 list that'll be coming out in about a couple of weeks. But
oh,
this is definitely in my top three. It's one of the top three cigars. So
yeah,
spoiler alert.
I can't see you. I can. I'm in this little box down on the side, but the other part I can't see anything.
Okay. I unfortunately I don't know on your side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can hear me okay.
No, I can hear you good. I just can't see
Oh, okay, not a problem. Believe me, there's not a whole lot to look at.
you.
Uh, but lounges. Do you visit many lounges out in California? I know there's a lot of regulations and everything else out there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been to yeah. There's quite a bit of lounges out here.
Hmm.
Been to quite a few. I like Drobes.
Uh-huh.
That's a really nice lounge in Inglewood. Uh, there's Blue Smoke that's in my neighborhood in the
Okay.
Torrance area. But no, I've been fortunate. I've been glad that because of my son, I've been going checking out these lounges around the country. He took me to some fantastic lounges. We were at the Vault way down in Alabama. It was
Hmm.
there's some great lounges in this country.
They really are.
They're just fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them do just a great job, and that's the whole thing. The experience is the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
And you walk in there alone, and all of a sudden you've got three or four friends in about 5-10 minutes,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
you just all you have to do is mention jazz, and you get about 20 more friends right away.
Exactly. So he's been he's been he we the lounge in Kansas City was really nice. There's a ex police officer down there in Kansas City that started a lounge that's pretty cool. I forgot the name of the lounge. I've been to so many of them the last year. I can't remember all the names. But but I want to say this about my son, Tony Rollins. He's also a blender. So all these cigars that I'm smoking, he's actually blended himself.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so he goes down to Nicaragua or Dominican Republic, and he has his factory,
Uh-huh.
and he experiments with different blends, and his factory in Santiago
Okay.
is really cool. And most of his tobacco, he ages 3 to 6 years, and then he does another year before he packages it.
Now, have you been down to Nicaragua?
Not yet, but that's the plan.
Oh, you have to go. You have to.
Yeah.
I've been down there twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to hang out at the Drew Estate factory,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
AJ Fernandez's factory. Actually, I got to stay at the house he has right next door to his factory
Oh,
a couple
I
of
think he
times.
stays at that. I think he stays at that house as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he has. Yeah, he's always inviting a lot of people over.
yeah. I think he told me about that. Yeah.
You know, I'm with a crew called the Wrecking Crew, and it's 12 guys or 11 guys, and we do everything together. We've made trips to Nicaragua. Um, we get together every year for um, Espinosa Cigars. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yes, yes, I have. Yes.
Eric is such a great guy, and he has his Lazona Palooza every year. So we get to hang out for a full week. We have one buddy who's got a tiki hut up in Palm Beach County, and we hang out at his place for a few days. Then we go down to Miami, and we're at Eric's event for 3 days, and it's just a phenomenal week of just friendship, cigars, and just having a blast. A lot of ball busting and just a lot of
Wow.
fun. Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah, you gotta
Being with
let
the
me. You
boys
gotta
and
let me
having a
know.
great time.
You gotta let me know next time you guys go down. I'll come down.
Fantastic, absolutely. Um, I want to go to the Dominican Republic. I believe it's. Have you heard of Big League Cigars?
Yeah, through my son. I mean, I've heard it. I've heard the name.
Yeah.
I've heard him talk about some. He does a lot of work with with the De La Reyes family.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've heard him mention some names like that.
Cool brand. They have a cigar that's made and looks like a pipe.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. I saw it on one of your ads. Yeah, he
Okay.
actually he gave me one of those.
It's a
Yes,
fun smoke. It really is a fun smoke.
yeah. It's interesting. That's an interesting smoke there. Yeah, looks
It
like a
is.
pipe. Yeah.
They gifted me a baseball bat, which I was trying to save for the World Series and the Yankees, but that did not happen. But I'm going to use it for opening day this year. I'm going to smoke it.
Oh, cool.
I've been sitting on it for a couple of years, and it's time to let it go. So
Wow.
yeah, I'll smoke that on opening day. Are you a big sports fan at all?
Um, not really big, but I was into the Steelers this
Okay.
this this past season. I'm kind of in and out with it, but I love sports. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Steelers got. I mean, three head coaches in how many years?
Oh man. Yeah.
What, 30
30,
some odd
30.
years?
Yeah.
Or 30
30
or 40
years.
years? That's crazy. Um,
Yeah. But Tomlin, man, I know they were screaming for him to retire to get rid of him, but man, but what a great job that cat did, man. He's been the winningest coach in football,
yeah,
almost.
I would definitely want him as my head coach. I mean, I'm I'm originally from New Jersey, so I am a Giants, Yankees, New York Rangers, and New York Knicks. Those are
Oh
my
yeah.
four big teams. So those are, even though I've been in South Florida longer than I lived in New Jersey. But yeah, I just have a hard time, especially when it comes to sports. I got to root for my teams,
Right. Cool.
you know. And Pittsburgh, the Steelers were always a great team. I was a huge Steeler fan during the Bradshaw days.
Oh yeah, Terry. Yeah, he was
Oh my God, yeah.
good. And Franco's Italian Army and all that stuff.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah. I mean, they played some great football. It was such a different game back then.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterbacks had really no protection whatsoever.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Terry was a scrambler, boy.
yeah, he was, and he made stuff happen. He really did. All right, so what would you like to talk about?
Well, I like to
Anything
talk
in
about
particular?
this cigar here.
Okay,
You
go
see that
right
one?
ahead.
This is called the Bell Ringer.
Uh huh.
This is also a Steel City brand. This is fantastic. Just want to give you a rundown on some of his stuff. And
Okay,
this one
please.
here, I'm a big Candela fan. This is the Mean Green. This is this is a really nice cigar.
And
Yeah,
it's tough to do with a candela,
yeah, right.
but some candelas are very good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a Candela fan. I really like the taste.
yeah.
I, I was surprised to hear that that's what JFK liked.
Hmm.
He was a big Cuban Candela. And this one here, this is a nice one here. This is called Joe's Cigars. Uh,
Okay.
Joe's Joe's Cigar. Joe's Garage. It's
Joe's
called Joe's
Garage.
Joe's Garage. Yeah, it's a friend of Tony's down in Texas. Joe's Garage. Really
Oh,
nice,
fantastic.
really nice smoke. And then he has some other ones here that's sort of a homage to Pittsburgh. This one's called the Dirty Bird.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a section in Pittsburgh called the Hill District. This is
Uh
called
huh.
the Hill District, and this one's called the Yenzer. And all these he's blending. This one is the Creme de la Creme,
Oh, nice.
really good one. And that's it. And he has some sweet cigars for the ladies.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
the Sisters of the Leaf have really come out, and
Those are his buddies.
yeah,
Yeah, the Sisters of the Leaf. Those are that's part of his. Yeah, those are his buddies right there.
I'll tell you, the ladies, they come out, and it's no joke. They like to smoke,
Yeah,
they really do, and I it's just fantastic.
yeah.
Just
We
to
were
see everybody.
yeah we were all together not too long ago in downtown LA. I was with uh, the woman that started Sisters of the Leaf.
Okay,
Yeah, Ben
so
Willard. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so going back to jazz, how is the jazz scene out in California right now? I mean, you had the
Um.
lockdown for a few years, so I would assume that kind of killed everything for a little while.
Yeah. Well. For me, just coming from being in New York all them years, it really spoils you because and it's unfair to compare any place to New York when it comes to jazz. It's just unfair because
I agree.
there's just no place like it
Yeah.
when it comes to jazz, and it's in Los Angeles would be the furthest from that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, there's stuff going on here. There's some great players and everything, but would you call it a jazz town? I don't know.
What would you call a jazz town besides New York?
Uh,
What are some great jazz towns across the country?
well, it seems like places that I mean, Chicago seems to have a nice little jazz scene.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Yeah,
I've been in Chicago.
yeah, and Austin, Texas, it seems to have a nice little scene there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there's other places where jazz is. Philadelphia has a nice jazz scene. Um, New Jersey at one time had a really great jazz scene, especially when my club was there.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I haven't really. Um, Portland, they play. There's some jazz up there.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, like I said, there's just nothing like New York.
Yeah. So besides the drums, do you play other instruments as well?
Um, no, I can't really say that I really play on other instruments. I mean, I've I've played the flute,
Mm-hmm.
and naturally I experiment with piano because I like to experiment with writing music and stuff like that, and playing through my tunes
Yeah.
on a very low level.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we've both been around for a fairly long time.
yeah, I know.
And
I
I'm
can't believe it.
63, so
Yeah,
I've been around for a long time listening to jazz for many, many years.
yeah, we're the same age. I just can't believe it. The time went that fast.
Right? Yeah. It just seems like yesterday we were in our 20s.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
know. I know.
and it's changed so much.
It has. It really has. Yeah. Things slow down a little bit, and you take life a little bit differently.
Well, that's the thing. Well, but what's interesting about uh, our time in the '60s is a little different because I remember when I was younger. Well, there's two things. First of all, when I was younger, my grandmother, she was like 65, and she was really old. I mean, with a cane. I mean,
Right?
old. I mean, so I thought being in the '60s was going to mean it's pretty much over, but no, I don't feel nothing like that.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, she
Yeah.
was like
It's
old and yeah, remember when we were young, like 60 was like, oh man,
I
she
know.
she was in an old folks home. That, I mean, man,
Exactly.
I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah, our 60s aren't like that.
No,
And
they're
the
not.
other and the other thing is, something happened with the shifting dynamic with the older, younger musicians and this period where when I was younger and guys were in that age group, we had a lot of reverence and respect for them
Yeah.
for what they've done and what they accomplished, and it's kind of switched now where younger folks don't have as much value of that as we did.
Right.
They
Right.
don't
I mean
value.
that's kind of society as it is today
Yeah, yeah. The whole thing has
as a
changed. Like
whole.
there's no
It's a shame.
value. Yeah, there's no value in that. Older folks. I mean, I remember we couldn't wait to play with older musicians. When we were younger.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
you couldn't wait to play with some older on because they knew. But now, no, young people play with young people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
know,
get it.
it's changed. That's why I try to hire young cats and as well as guys, in my age bracket, kind of keep that thing going as much as I can. But it's definitely a shift.
Absolutely. Yeah, whole societal shift. Um, and it's not a lot of ways. I wish we could go back to the way things used to be, but just with the internet, social media, and everything else, it's really changed the way people think, the way people feel, the way they express themselves. Everyone's looking for the like.
Yeah, yeah, right. There's they don't have no patience. There's no patience at all.
No, no.
You wait for nothing. You put something out, you get your clicks, you get your likes, and then you make your money. But there's yeah, in terms of patience and in building and foundation building and that kind of thing. That's not really. No one really cares about that as much.
No, no, they don't. They don't. And it's really a shame because I think our generation we were very lucky. I mean, look, we started off where you wanted to go to a phone, it was either a pay phone or a house phone or something like that.
Right. I was telling my son I used to leave the house. I said I'd be gone like all day,
Right.
I'd be
Right.
gone all
And
day.
you knew when the lights came on, it was time to go home.
Right, right. Yeah,
Nobody's chasing you. Nobody's got your location or anything else.
yeah. But now
You
you
know,
can't do that. You gotta leave. You gotta call. You gotta check in. I mean,
hell, I used to go to Madison Square Garden from New Jersey, take the bus, and I was 12 years old at the time. Take the bus, go buy my ticket, sit. And this is when the Rangers were pretty terrible in the 70s, middle
wow.
70s. And yeah, they weren't that great. So, I mean, I could get seats like right behind the goaltender and stuff like that. And, I'd go to games and, game's over. I'd be with my buddy. We'd take the bus, go back home. And, you just didn't have, like it is today. I couldn't imagine, like my granddaughter, she's 8. I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine letting her go down to the playground, which is only about 100 yards, from
No, no. I mean,
yeah,
you
by
worry about
herself because there's crazy people out there.
yeah. Don't snatch them and throw them in a van, or I mean, it's just crazy. You're right. But but on the other side of that, I like to say that there are some great young players out there doing some positive things and look like they're going to make a difference coming into the future.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's do some shout outs. Tell me about some of the people that you admire or you really like, and who you think's going to do well.
Well, I really like. Well, it's kind of hard for me to say because I'm really not that woven into the scene as I used to be. But
Hmm.
all I can remember is all I know is like there's some just young players out there like Emmett Cohen and uh, 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 Letitia Benjamin, Tyshawn Story. Uh, I mean, it's just too many for me to just remember. I mean, it's just yeah, I can't remember all their names. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess that's
okay.
I guess that's a part of that 63 thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get that walk into room. What the hell am I doing here?
Right,
Why
right.
did I come over here? Yeah, I know. I know the feeling all too well. But uh,
But I'm a big fan of like I said, like I really like Bobby Watson.
yeah,
I think he's definitely a underrated hero. I mean,
yeah,
he sounded so great down in Kansas City a couple weeks ago. Man, what a great player.
yeah, absolutely.
And
And
then
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I was saying they run that university down there. Bobby doesn't run anymore, but Carl Allen runs it, the jazz
Okay,
department at University of Kansas City.
okay.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
I got to see University up in I think it was Black Rock, North Carolina, and they were playing some great jazz. They
Really?
really were, yeah. And it was part of a university that's up there. I don't know which one it was, um, but they were just phenomenal. They really were. And there's different types of jazz. I mean, you have Cuban Afro jazz. You've got Brazilian bossa nova. What kind of jazz music do you like?
Uh, uh well, I kind of like it all, because one thing about jazz is the it's the type of genre of music that can tolerate anything.
True.
Like you can't put jazz into everything, but you can put everything into jazz.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true. Yeah, I
You can
do.
put
I do.
you can put this into jazz. You can because I've done a lot of songs where you got a heavy rock influence, but we're
Hmm.
playing jazz.
Right.
But I've never done a rock song where we had jazz influences.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know,
So, what kind of jazz do you like to play the most?
right now I just like to swing.
Nice.
Yeah, I just like the I like the form of jazz that seems like it's they're trying to eradicate, but I just like to just sit down and swing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's more like the 40s and early 50s, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, more like the 40s, early 50s, but with a modern spin on it.
Hmm.
But I'm mainly talking about the whole feeling of playing jazz, meaning the feeling of swinging. Like there's nothing wrong with swinging. It
No.
seems like a lot of jazz now swinging is like not really an essential part of it. Whereas I'm from the stock where swinging is everything.
There you go. You know,
You
I
got it don't mean a thing without that swing. Then whatever you're playing, you got to groove. You got to keep, you got to feel it. You got to make the people feel it.
right.
You know, and keep it moving.
Fantastic. Yeah, you want to get people up, you want to get them dancing. Um, and then guess you go into a different type. Do you go for swing the entire set, or do you do you start out with swing, maybe mellow it out a little bit, and
Well,
then change tempo a little bit?
I guess when I say swing, I mean the attitude of the music. Meaning, even if you're playing a ballad, it can swing because it has feeling and expression. No matter what you're
Right.
playing, a
Okay.
Cuban tune, it could swing because you have that feeling and expression to it. You're not just mindlessly playing notes.
Okay.
You're making um, you're dealing with the whole real science of it was music first before anything. Before they
Right.
before they wrote it down, before you knew the tune, you had to make music,
Hmm.
and the music had to swing. And then
Yeah.
after that comes all the other things, writing the music, making the charts. But you got to make music.
Yeah. Yeah. So while you're sitting, reflecting, smoking your cigar, you know, does that help your writing process?
Oh yeah, a good cigar. Yeah, what it I forgot. Was it Mark Twain said a good cigar is like a good woman.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So a good cigar is just fantastic. There's nothing better than a good cigar, and there's nothing worse than a bad cigar.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That can ruin your day.
It can. It can. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but at our age, I think we stay away mainly from the bad stuff that's out there. Um,
Yeah.
I will
It
not
can,
mention any names. I never have. I never knock anyone's cigars.
right.
Um,
It can
but
catch you off guard
there's
sometime
just some.
because it can catch you off guard sometime because sometimes somebody will give you something and they'll say
Yeah.
try this and then you get caught.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Oh my God. I wish this was over.
Yeah, right. But
uh,
no, a good cigar helps everything.
it does. And let me tell you, if it wasn't for cigars, I'd probably go crazy. I really would.
Yeah,
Um,
see that's great. You're a true cigar smoker.
yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, after a hard day at work, um, it's the only thing I really want. I just want give me a couple hours, let me sit, let me listen to music or watch a video or something like that. Just let me chill, and a
Yeah.
cigar takes me to a place that's just complete relaxation because I don't stress when I'm smoking.
No, not at all.
No.
I mean, there was a period in my life where I think I maybe got a little carried away
Uh-huh.
with cigars because especially when I owned the club because I had this really expensive espresso machine. So
Hmm.
my routine for months, I'm ashamed to say it, maybe years, I would get up, go down, get an espresso, put some Baileys in it, and grab a cigar, and that was basically breakfast.
There you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and
There's
I
nothing
did
wrong
that,
with that at all.
and I did that, and then lunch, I'm grabbing another cigar,
Hmm.
and then that takes me into the evening.
Yeah. Now, your evenings are long. I would think as a jazz musician, your evening starts at what, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, 9 o'clock at night. And fortunately, when I'm playing, I don't smoke when I'm playing, but after I get done with the whole night,
Yeah.
then the smoking session begins. It's beautiful after a nice, hard set of music, and
Uh-huh.
for me, after a hard set of music, and then cashing out the register and the waitresses and this and that, and then sit down and grab a drink and smoke a cigar. That's just the best feeling ever.
There you go. So that leads us into pairings. So
Yeah,
what do you like to pair your cigars with? So I know espresso, which is
yeah.
always great.
I
And,
like
and
like
if
the
there's
I like
Bailey's is even a bit better.
yeah, I like the espresso Baileys. Also, I'm a big fan of whiskeys.
Mhm.
My son really he turned me on to that Blanton's Gold.
Yeah.
I'm I'm a big fan of that. I like that Blanton's Gold and um, yeah, the whiskeys and the bourbons.
Yeah.
Really like.
There's some great stuff. I'm not a bourbon aficionado. I wish I was.
Yeah,
I
bourbons.
recently I got to meet a gentleman who was on I believe it was a Netflix special, and he was called the Bourbon King.
Okay.
He went through a whole thing. His name is Toby, and he went through a whole thing where he was accused of stealing Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember
So
seeing something like
he
that.
he went through all that, and you know, I got to meet him at the Espinosa event this past November, and he's just a great guy. He really is. And after that, I watched the couple of episodes that they had with him, and got to hear his whole story, and got to talk with him live, which was even better.
Wow.
And he turned me on to Penelope.
Oh, okay.
That is some really good stuff. And it doesn't burn like a lot of other things do for me.
Right.
And but I've changed. I've developed, I guess, a palate a little bit. Um, where you ever listen to that guy, Robert, maybe Peterson or something like that. He'll
Okay.
pour some whiskey in a glass, swirl it around, throw it out, and then he sticks his nose in there and he wants you to smell it, and then taste it, have it around your mouth, and really just get all those flavors and then swallow it nice and easy.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to develop my bourbon palate.
I mean, it's just nothing like it. A good cigar and some bourbon.
Yeah,
That's pretty much heaven.
it is. It is. Besides, you like coffee as well, I would think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
The
yeah, coffee
nice.
is great, and then being in the Miami area, I mean, espresso is huge. Cuban coffee,
I was going to say you guys have that Cuban coffee down
yeah, yeah. I stopped drinking it with sugar because it's too much of a rush.
there. Right. Yeah, that Cuban, but that's really great
It's
though.
strong. It's strong, but it is fantastic. And in our office, we'll go through. We used to go through probably 3-4 rounds a day, and
Nice.
yeah, yeah. And I after a certain point in time, I said it's afternoon, unless it's going to be a long night or Friday or something. I don't
Oh
want
no,
that
I was going to
afternoon
say
shot, man, because
you're
I
you're
won't
ready.
sleep
You're ready.
well.
Yeah, you're ready to run out the office after that.
Literally run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're bolt out of there.
But yeah,
Yeah,
if you've had a long night, that'll wake your ass up really quick.
yeah, that's some good stuff.
That really is. Um, what else can we cover? What have we missed? Anything else you want to talk about from the jazz scene or the cigar scene?
Um, no, I mean we covered quite a bit. Um, no, I just other than the fact that hopefully folks keep their eyes and ears open for this cigars and jazz coming to your neighborhood soon. Still City Jazz and Cigars, Still
Hmm.
City Jazz Band with
Absolutely.
master blender Tony Rollins.
Well, definitely. Tony gets a big shout out here with on Inside the Rapper.
Yeah, he's like the new thing on the scene. Like I said, he's blending. He's coming up with these blends that are like rivaling some of the older blends.
Mm,
Yeah, he really got into it, and he's like a Smollett of the tobacco.
that's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
he can smell a cigar and tell you what's in it.
Yeah, yeah. I really admire people like that.
Yeah,
As
he's one of them.
as many cigars as I've smoked, I honestly I couldn't tell you what region of Nicaragua it's from, or I could tell the difference between Nicaraguan tobacco and Dominican tobacco,
No,
but
yeah, no question.
yeah, but I could not tell you what region. I mean, yeah, I have some friends that can just pinpoint everything. I mean, I'll get tasting notes and things like that. I don't do any cigar reviews because, I don't want to be, disingenuous to people and, tell them, oh, I get this, I get that. It's like, yeah, it's an individual experience, a cigar,
Sure.
you know, really is, I might taste some, everybody gets like notes of coffee and cocoa and some spice and things like that. Yeah, that's
Well,
in every,
it's interesting you don't do that because your show is called Inside the Rapper.
well, inside the wrapper is what I created when I got that name, when I started that name. It was really
Right.
so I could talk to people, in the industry,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
and get the in-depth detail. So I've done interviews with some blenders, some major cigar manufacturers, and you just get a different perspective,
Yeah. I
of
have to.
their blending
Yeah.
process and everything else.
Yeah. I have to get you to interview my son, man. He got some knowledge.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know what? I definitely want to make that happen as a follow-up to this.
Yeah.
Maybe have both of you on at the same time or just him, whatever you'd like.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
And I think that would be great. I really do.
Cool.
And like I said, I'm looking forward to trying some of his cigars. Just let me know where I can get some, and I'll
Oh
pick
no.
some up.
When we get out the podcast, you give me your information. I'll make sure that you we get some out to you
Oh,
and
fantastic! Thank
get
you.
you Tony's information so you can link up with him. And like I said, he has some fascinating stories and and he'll tell you how the jazz came about for him in the cigar. So
Oh, that'd be great. That would
yeah,
be
because
great.
this was his idea to have me come along and present the jazz with the cigars because he used to help manage the club and he was around jazz all the time and I got him into the cigars and of course he's you see where he's taking it on to into the stratosphere, but he
Yeah.
has some real interesting links with jazz and cigars.
So, in going back to jazz, let's cover a couple things. So, what would you say your favorite songs are? Not that they're not yours. What would some of your favorite tunes be?
Tune,
Let's say like from the '60s. Let's start from the '60s, '70s, '80s, today. You know, what was
I
some of your
mean that
favorite music? If you got to pick one song from each decade, which I know is going to be very hard, but
yeah, I can't really do that, but I could probably tell you groups.
okay, that's
You
fine.
know, I really enjoyed what what Herbie did. Really enjoyed what Miles did. Big fan of Tony Williams, the drummer.
Hmm.
You know, uh, loved what Art Blakey did. The
Yeah,
Messengers did a lot for the music. Cannonball Adderley. Your basic stock people
yeah.
have just done a lot. For the music. And
Eh,
also I'm a big organ fan.
okay.
I'm a big fan of the organ. You know, I made records with Groove Holmes, Jack McDuff.
Hmm.
Um, one of my claims to fame was I'm probably the only guy that from my generation that's probably recorded and played with all the organists that are no longer here,
Wow.
like Groove Holmes and Jack McDuff and
Okay.
uh, Joey, Gene Ludwig.
DiFrancesco.
Yeah, Joey, Gene Ludwig.
Yeah.
And then the younger guys, Pat Bianchi, Kyle Kohler,
Hmm.
Jared Gold. I mean, I've had a
Yeah.
chance to play with all these because I'm a big organ fan because that's another way of playing drums. There's
Yeah.
a there's an art to organ drumming.
That's it. You know what? That's true.
Yeah,
That's
because you
true.
got
That does make a
drummers.
lot of sense.
Yeah, 'cause you got drummers, you got organ drummers, you got big band drummers, and then you got some drummers that really can't play with a big band, but they're great drummers. You got big band drummers that really can't play with small groups, trios. And you got organ drummers that really can't fit in contemporary jazz groups because of that organ style playing.
Right.
And then you got some great drummers that really can't swing with an organ.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I became a really big fan of Joey DiFrancesco. You know,
oh
God
yeah,
rest his soul.
he's the best.
Oh, he was. I started listening to him, and again, it was on WBGO where I discovered Joey DiFrancesco. Um,
Yeah,
Me, and it was like, wow, I got to listen to more of this. I got to listen to more of this.
yeah, he's incredible, and he was a big fan of all the organists that came before him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was such a great guy where uh, there were certain festivals he could get on, and other musicians weren't being considered, and because of Joey, he made sure they got on those festivals.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he was really that kind of guy.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah, a true patron of the arts.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we've just about hit an hour, and I promise you I'd only keep it to an hour. But I
Great.
really truly appreciate you being on my podcast and sharing your life experiences and your knowledge, and also the Steel City Band. Why don't you give it another shout out? Steel City Cigars.
Yeah, Steel City Cigars, uh, Steel City, uh, Steel City Jazz Band will be coming to your neighborhood soon, featuring Master Blender Tony Rollins and Cecil Brooks
Fantastic.
III and the Steel City Band.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, Cecil, again, I appreciate you. Well, folks, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed listening to Cecil Brooks III. And I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Um, it really does help out. And, you've seen my names up top on Facebook, Instagram, on X. Follow me for more. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Please, everyone, be safe, be careful, and love one another. That's the most important thing.